Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 18th of September. So looking at the euro dollar, and well, it managed a bit of another little bounce yesterday. However, it's managing a little bit of a sell at the moment, possibly not too much in the scheme of things. I have just drawn on a trend line here because it's becoming relatively relevant again. As price may pop back towards it, if we're going to see a softening of some sorts, well, the euro may break through and get towards that daily 50, may even push up further. Now, talking of ifs and mays, we've got the FOMC later at 7 p.m. this afternoon or evening or whatever it is in your time. 7 p.m. is evening in our time, but in the US it will be late afternoon-ish. Or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, early afternoon. So looking at what's going to be coming out there then, it's expected, widely expected, there will be a 0.25% rate cut. But as I said in the big picture, and I may save some going back to look at the big picture this morning, but in my weekly big picture I identified that the very fact that the Fed had, or the expectation of the Fed cuts has reduced dramatically. I mean, quite significantly, and the pictures are all in the big picture. But the chances of the next cut happening in October have been slashed significantly. And instead of looking like there was going to be 2 more this year after September, it looks like there may only be 1 more. So we'll see. But the better figures that have been coming through, the growth numbers and stuff like that in the US has proven that well, they're not doing too bad relatively, and it may give them or leave them with more fuel in the tank should they need to cut at a later stage. But for now, cut is expected. So the big thing will be tonight, most likely, will be the FOMC press conference itself at 7:30. But we'll see. Expectation: 0.25% cut, priced in, fully priced into the market. Well, there's a 66% chance of it happening. I think it was as I was looking at it on Monday. So that's likely to happen thereafter. The press conference is pretty important there. Other news this morning, or today I should say, well this morning actually, we've got inflation for the UK, CPI at 9:30, pretty key at the moment, and particularly with the Bank of England meeting later in the week, and we've got the Canadian data at 1:30. So euro, well, possible breaks to the upside, he says, but I think if there's a more hawkish stance taken in this press conference this afternoon or this evening, it may see the euro being sold off here for now. Looking at it in the short term, for a day trading point of view, untouched daily pivot below, we may work its way back towards that. If it just goes without it and continues in this rather bullish afternoon it had yesterday, well, we could start breaking out. There are orders sitting above the highs here. There are buy orders sitting above there, which will soon get taken out if price runs that way. But then we've got the sort of target up there to 11.02 with the prior highs. So that's the euro. I'm not massively bullish on it, and will not be trading it. The pound, I'm much more bullish on this, as I keep on saying. I still believe it has potential further upside there. Obviously it doesn't help with the political wrangling and etc., but we'll see. That could stifle things a little bit. But bullish flag on the 4 hourlies here. It yesterday came back, retested and sat around the weekly pivot for some time, before eventually taking off, hitting the daily pivot and pushing on upwards. And now we're back here. I would like to see it just roll over and catch today's daily pivot. We'll watch it around the area. A more conservative approach for the long side may be on the break of this trend line here. Again, this buy orders sitting above there, but there are some in between where the buy orders are. There are quite a few sell orders, so we just need to be wary of that. May just stall things, but As I said, preference today is just let this roll down a little bit more if it will. Not rushing into it too quickly this morning, and see if we can ride the afternoon. Okay, if it does ride anywhere, I mean, it could be one of those very quiet days with the Fed meeting later. So, and of course we've got the inflation out this morning on it. Dollar yen, well, I'm still bearish on the yen, so expect further upside here as the dollar's making its way. But yesterday was such a small day. It's not really a tradable currency intraday at the moment, the way it's running. Lots of very small movement. Yesterday was a classic example where it's very range bound, not a lot of range in that range boundness. Where to? Well, as I said, this is more like a swing currency that you're holding for a longish time, and I think when they meet, there's even chatter that they may be trying to make another cut in their rate. So we'll see. At first it looked like they were going to do nothing, but there's rumours out there it's very finely balanced. Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar yesterday sold off quite solidly, then pulled back with the others. It rallied and it's selling off again this morning at the moment. A little to drive it too much at the moment. I remain erring more on the bearish side of the Aussie dollar from a fundamental point as well as everything else. Technically it's just sort of looking like it's finally working off that divergence that was there all of last week. Double divergence, it's triggered those sort of short side elements on it and could have further downside for a while. Nothing much more to report on that. It's already gone. Canadian dollar, the currency it should not be mentioned according to one of our room members, but I will just to mention it. There we go, looking like it's again another dollar strength running through here, the Canadian dollar being sold, and regardless of the oil situation, okay, that's it eased now, as there's claims that full production will be there sooner than originally thought. Oh, hang on, no, originally I thought it would be quick, then they said it would be slow, and now it's quick again. So anyway, regardless, they're not going to tell us either way, are they? They've got plenty of reserves, so they'll be pumping from reserves. But either way, where to here? Well, maybe towards the daily R1. It's sort of fitting in with yesterday's bodies there on this 60-minute chart. Would be a potential target for the CAD onto the upside continuation move. That is it for me. I wish you a great day. Just to remind you, quick run through. Actually, crude oil inventories at 3:30 today may be a bit of a stirrer there. So do watch out for that at 3:30. Side of that, there is some Canadian inflation data coming out at 1:30 as well. So mustn't forget the Canadians. Right, have a great day. Bye for now.